One of the biggest problems that you'll face as you buy smart gadgets and place them throughout your home is that some of them will not work with something else you bought, and then you're stuck trying to find a way around it or just being disappointed that you can't automate something in your life. With the upcoming Matter standard that I will be explaining in a video very soon, some of these issues will go away, but it's still not going to be perfect. And so today, I'm going to show you 5 brands that are safe for you to purchase because they pretty much work with everything else you'll buy. There are about 20 companies that I could tell you that have Google, Amazon, and SmartThings integration on almost all of their products, but the fact is many of those companies just make one specialty product or just one product type. Good examples of that are LifeX, Kwikset, Nanoleaf, Yeelight, and August. But TP-Link and their Casa lineup work with Google Home, and Amazon and SmartThings have an easy home assistant integration, a custom habitat one, and you will find that all of these newer products that they've created are working locally or very fast. They have light switches, smart plugs, bulbs, power bars, and all of those will work pretty much across the board with anything else you have in your home. Their security cameras only really work with Google and Amazon, and there's not much that works with Apple HomeKit. Although on that HomeKit front, they do have products that work with Siri shortcuts and a few that are specifically created to work with HomeKit as well. So this brand has a lot to offer, but there's still a little digging you will have to do with them to be sure they're going to work in your home. When I say that something works with everything, I mean that whether you want to head really deep into DIY type of smart home stuff with Home Assistant or Habitat, or you'd rather kind of stay on the surface and work with Apple and Google or Amazon, or even play in the middle with something like Samsung SmartThings, you're going to find options for combining the power of these brands with all of those or most of those systems. Speaking of brands that work with just about everything, today's video is sponsored by Switchbot. I use Switchbot products all over my home with their curtains, their bots, meters, and more, providing my home with easy and powerful smarts. Check out the link below for a great buy one, get one free deal from them for a very short time. You wouldn't think a smart button would have a lot of compatibility, but over the year, this company has taken their little button and turned it into one of the most versatile smart home devices on the market. I've used these buttons for years and they just keep getting better. This is Flick, and it's a Bluetooth smart button that has 3 different presses. So you can click it, you can double click it, or you can hold for a second, and each one of those presses will do different things. It's best with their hub for reliability reasons and for giving you some extra features, and it is a fairly expensive system. However, there is no other button I've seen that can connect to a PC and do things like this. Plus, these can control Sonos, Amazon routines, SmartThings scenes, Apple HomeKit scenes, and automations, and within their app, there are endless options for what you can control. What's even more amazing is that a single press can integrate with many of those systems at the same time. So I can run an Amazon routine and a SmartThings routine, plus change Hue lights and Sonos speakers all at the same time with that single press. There is an integration for Home Assistant as well, and I know this is a company that is working on being able to go further with their products, and they have a new Flick Twist button/dial coming very soon. This next brand has snuck up on me, and they have an integration with Home Assistant. Almost all of their products work with SmartThings. They integrate very well with Google and Amazon smart speakers, and for a while now, they've been providing Apple HomeKit integrations that are fantastic. They also have a lot of different products with a garage door opener, smart plugs and power strips, smart bulbs and switches, a thermostat, humidifiers, diffusers, a purifier, and an upcoming range of sensors. This is Miros, and a lot of their Wi-Fi products have local connectivity options, as well as all of those integrations that I talked about. And I have found them to be really reliable and with great features. The one gap in this that I will warn you about is that some of their older products don't have Apple HomeKit compatibility, so you'll have to do a little bit of research, but it's very clear on their marketing and their order pages. Now, it's a bit of a cheat to include one of the major platforms in this list, but I'm going to do it because I think that it's really important to point out how much Samsung SmartThings can open up your smart home to just about anything. The SmartThings app in their system have a lot of compatibility with child devices or smart home products that you can bring into their app, and that includes this massive list of brands and many of their products. Then SmartThings can expose almost all of those gadgets to Amazon and Google voice assistants, plus Home Assistant, and with a little bit of work, Habitat as well. The gap here is Apple HomeKit, and that's because Apple and Samsung are direct competitors in this space. Although many people don't recognize how Samsung and Apple are really offering the same experience nowadays. The other thing that SmartThings gives you access to today is integration with some of their TVs and other appliances and things like this. This is unique to their platform and makes them compatible with more device types than many other products on the market today. And something that I think will surprise many of you is that you can now bring the SmartThings control interface onto so many different screens in your home. They're selling the smart monitors with direct SmartThings control, and they've been building a web interface that can be brought up just about anywhere. Plus, their app is downloadable on iOS and Android, and it allows you to customize the favorites page or the front page per user and per tablet or phone. Also, if you've never heard of virtual switches, then there's a video link in the description below. What you can do with those opens up so many options for integration that it's almost ridiculous for you not to at least use the SmartThings app. Before I go on to number one, I want to ask for your help and to let you know or let you in on a little secret about smart homes. This topic today was suggested by one of our longtime fans and patrons and one of my friends, and that's Gareth, and I think this was a great idea, which is why I created the video. I'd love to hear from you what else you would like to see for a top 5 from me. So please comment below and make sure you're subscribing and tapping on that notification bell so you see when that video actually pops up. Now, that little secret I want to tell you about is how one brand has become so powerful that they've driven compatibility in a different way. And I'm not including them in the list of 5 here today, but I think this is an important trend in the market that nobody's really talking about. Now, this company is missing integration in Google, Apple HomeKit, and Samsung SmartThings, and yet, if you look at sheer numbers, they have the most compatibility with the most smart products on the market. This is Amazon and their Echo speakers, which have a ridiculous number of products that are compatible with them today. And in many cases, you will actually find vendors who have created products that they say are only compatible with Amazon's voice assistant. It's a little scary to see this trend actually, as many smaller companies pull back from creating compatibility with Apple HomeKit or Google Home and Samsung SmartThings as they focus on attracting a large number of customers with a simple integration just with Amazon. So while I won't officially include this one in our list of 5, it's important for anyone planning a smart home to understand. The true epitome of compatibility is from a company that many people like to hate. And I get why they do, because there are some incredibly expensive products that are just so obviously overpriced for what they are. However, I don't think that there's a product this company has produced that doesn't work with every single smart home platform or product out there today. They have always had compatibility with the big 4, which is Google, Amazon, Apple, and Samsung, but there is no other company that I found with more of these little integrations in it to give you extra options. This is Philips Hue, and before you run away out of disgust, I'm going to tell you a few strange ways that Hue integrates with things that you would never expect. Philips Hue has an integration with Razer, so you can have some of their products be backlighting for your PC while synchronized to your game or show that you're playing. The same holds true for a Spotify integration that syncs your lights with your music. They still work with the Harmony Hub, and I really loved this integration because it meant I could control lights around my television with a Harmony remote. They work with Habitat, have local integration with SmartThings, and of course work with Home Assistant. There are apps that work just with Philips Hue, and they can provide special functions like turning your Hue lights into a game or making them look like a thunderstorm. And unlike many other systems for lighting, Hue lets you bring in a lot of other smart lights and smart switches into their system and connect to their hub. Plus, in a lot of cases, you can take their bulbs and their sensors and bring them into other systems directly without the Philips Hue bridge. So it is literally endless options when it comes to Philips Hue, and that's actually some of what you're paying for. Now, you might be wondering about the products that these companies sell and how they work and what they look like. So I created a playlist that's specific to these brands, so you'll be able to check those out right here. Otherwise, thanks for watching today, and of course, don't hate, automate.